Alright guys, this is the video you've been waiting for. I'm on my NordicTrack X22i incline trainer, and normally when you boot up, this is the screen that you get. If this is the screen that you get, then in order to access the desktop, you either pull down or pull up. See, if you pull down, you see these little three, let me do that, or pull up. There's three icons. One of them is to go back, one of them is to close everything, and one of them is to show you tiles. So let me go back, and then you see like a window with a whole bunch of different apps, which is amazing. You can close that, you actually get a desktop. And then you can also do this, and you get these tiles, different tiles of all the programs that are running in the background. So let's say this is what you have when you boot up. And as far as what firmware I'm using, let's see, I go to settings and go to my equipment info, app info, and it looks like I have app version 26161084. Right, let's go back. All right, so if this is what you see when you first log on, you either swipe down or swipe up. So swiping down or up, I swipe up, and then you see these, and you could just hit the center icon, which gets you to this desktop. Now, if for some reason when you boot up, you see this desktop, then that's good as well. That's what happened to me. I booted up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to power my treadmill off and then power it back on. So you'll see exactly what I saw when I booted this up, and I said to myself, wait a second, this is unusual. And then I was lucky enough to realize that the firmware that NordicTrack had provided or had upgraded had either had a bug in it, or they purposely provided you with the ability to access the desktop. Either way, I'm going to show you how to access the desktop. So if, like I said before, it boots up and it goes straight to the iFIT program, you either swipe up or down and then hit that circle. The circle closes everything. Or you might get something like this. When I first booted up, this is what I got. I got a desktop. So I didn't have a password at the time. I went ahead and put one. Let me go ahead and put the password in, or the pattern. Okay, so this is what you'll see when you first boot up. And once again, you can access this by swiping up. You hit this icon right here, and what you'll get is all of the programs. The programs that you'll have when you first start will be the web browser, the camera, the clock, downloads, gallery, the iFIT admin, iFIT cardio, which is the actual app where you exercise. And you'll notice, you see what just happened? So this is what normally happens when you boot it up. It's almost as if the NordicTrack console or the software has a run command that automatically will start your iFIT software. It automatically starts it, and for some reason, it's not starting it automatically. Instead, it's going to the desktop, which is great. But either way, I'll let it run. It will eventually make it, and here we are. So like I said before, you'll either swipe up and then you hit close. So once again, let's go here. And again, you'll have you'll first see browser, camera, clock, downloads, gallery, iFIT admin, iFIT cardio, and settings. So what did I do? The first thing I did for some reason was I hit settings. And when I noticed settings, I noticed all of these settings, amazing. The Wi-Fi, which showed my Wi-Fi connection, and I'm connected to my Verizon Fios. The Bluetooth, which allowed me to connect to anything, which I believe the Bluetooth back and forth is a little restricted, but I was able to copy a file from here onto my phone using Bluetooth. You have data usage, which shows all the data that I've used and all the data that all the programs have used. You have Ethernet, which it doesn't look like it's set. It doesn't look. This is like a static IP, but I'm using an IP from my router. You've got more here, which is airplane mode or VPN. I don't see myself using that. It's almost like it's an Android tablet, and if you think about it, it is an Android tablet. It actually uses Android 5.1.1, which is very important, as you'll see later on when you want to download APK files in order to install apps on this tablet. Let's go back. All right, display, that's a big one. You'll see the brightness level, which you should be able to control using the iFIT app. Wallpaper, which I changed automatically because I really liked one of the wallpapers. They have a living wallpaper, so I used living live wallpapers, and I really like that black hole. So I clicked on black hole, and if you look, is that amazing? It's just like an actual moving black hole. You can scroll up and go back. You can pick bubbles. What's this holo spiral? It's moving a little bit. It's not that great. Go back. Phase beam. Doesn't look great. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to hit on black hole and then set wallpaper. That's what I like. And then I go back and back. And then if I close this out, you'll see that's exactly what I have. I have a black hole. All right, let's go back in here and let's go to settings. So you display not only is wallpaper, but you can set a sleep timer. You can set a clock, font size, and cast screen if you wanted to cast this onto another monitor or display. All right. HDMI shows the resolution of the HDMI port if you wanted to, let's see, HDMI resolution. So it goes up to 1920 by 1080, well, I guess that's HDMI. But let's go ahead and get out of there. Sound and notification. It's got media sound, alarm sound. I guess there's alarms here. I've never used them. Actually, I have set one up for fun, a rooster. What else? Storage. There's I believe a 6 gig hard drive. As you can see, 5.93 gigabytes, which is almost 6 gigabytes. You can tell what I'm using. The apps use 1 gig. I still have 3.84 gigs available, as you can see right here. You can mount an SD card. It looks like you can mount USB storage. Looks like a bunch of stuff you could do there. I haven't even messed with that yet. Battery, I've already checked. Even though it says there's a battery, I've unhooked it. There is no battery. If there is, it's not configured to use a battery. You got the apps here. I guess this shows you all your apps, and you can click on them and get information like the iFIT cardio. And it tells you some information. This is similar if you have an Android or a phone or a tablet. This is very similar to properties of on your apps. Okay. Let's go back out of apps. Location. I guess you can set your location on so it knows where you're at. Security. This is where I came to set up a screen lock. I went ahead and went in there and I created a pattern so that I can get in. I made the pattern visible. It automatically locks after 10 minutes of sleep. I put that in there. I put here the power button instantly locks. You can put some more things here, but I haven't really messed with this. There's a few things here. Let's go back. But that's where you would go to set a password. Accounts. I guess these are different accounts than the accounts from iFIT, so I haven't used that. Language and input. I guess you can change the language. You got an Android speller. Keyboards, speech, text to speech. Oh, you know what? I've never tried that. That's something I might want to try. Backup and reset. I tried doing a backup, but the only thing it does, as you can see, it does a factory data reset, which that's not what I'm doing right now. Date and time. You can put the date and time here. Accessibility. I'm assuming this is magnification, large text, high contrast. I guess this is for people that are impaired or that need some special assistance. Printing. I don't have that set up. But if you have a Bluetooth printer or a printer that's on the network, I'm assuming you might be able to print from here. And then about the tablet, which I already showed you. It shows the status and it shows you some versions. All right. That's settings. Scroll back up. And if you'll guess, remember that one? That shows you everything that's running in the background. See, settings was running. Just swipe that out. All right, so let's close this out and go back to here. All right, so that's the first thing I did. If you want to set your desk that. Now, how do you go about now watching YouTube or something else like that? So the first thing I wanted to do was install Netflix, which is right there. How did I install Netflix? I'll show you how I installed it. If you go here to downloads, it actually says Netflix right. Oops, let me cancel that. It actually says Netflix right there. And I can show you where I received the Netflix from. So I went to the web browser. And I went to Netflix. So just type in Netflix. You go to the Netflix homepage. It says open with Netflix or browser. I'm going to open it with the browser because I didn't have Netflix at the time. And then you get something like this, but this is not really what I want. I want the help feature on Netflix. So let's see if I hit that. No. So I want the help feature on Netflix. Let me get to that. I guess if I hit this maybe. Help center. You see help center right there? That's what I want. The help center. And what are you going to search for? You're going to search for APK. And it's not case sensitive. Just hit search. And you'll get something like says Netflix says this app is not compatible with your device. You want to say read article. And then if you scroll all the way down, right here, it'll say click here to download the Netflix app. Once you click on that, I'll go ahead and click on it again. Again, you want to open it up with a browser. You won't get this because you won't have these other things that are loaded. It'll say starting download. And eventually, when that finishes downloading, you want to come up here. You can close this out, go back here, and you'll come to downloads right there. When you go to downloads, it'll be right there. There's the file. Netflix 416 release 1 and it won't say release 1. It'll actually say release APK. It's just because I've already downloaded it, so it gave it a number 1 to differentiate. So this is what you'll get. And then you'll click that and you'll get this. Do you want to install? Since I already have it, it gives me a few different features. But you'll say yes, you'll want to install. Now, if for some reason it doesn't let you install it, it's possible that your settings are set. If I go to security, you see here where it says unknown sources, and you see how it's checked on. If you get any issues, it's because your unknown sources is off, but it defaults to on. So if it defaults to on, you shouldn't have any problem starting it. Once you're done with the install, you'll actually get a Netflix icon on your desktop. And if you click it, then your Netflix will start. So how do you watch Netflix and use the treadmill at the same time? Because that could be an issue. Let me go ahead and turn the light on because it's getting a little dark in here now. Okay. All right, so let's say I wanted to watch something on Netflix. I don't know. Lost in Space. I've been meaning to watch that. Search for Lost in Space. Oh, that's not what I want. So Lost. There it is. So I've been meaning to watch this, season 1. And it'll start. You'll notice when it first starts, it caches a little bit. And then once the caching is done, it goes from, let's say, good quality to excellent quality. All right, so while this is playing, I can actually raise it, put the fans on if I want. I'll turn them off for now. So there's Netflix. So I'm going to hit pause on this. I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to go to the tiles and get rid of settings, get rid of downloads, browser. I'm going to go back to the iFIT cardio. Now, in the past, it's errored out. It hasn't worked. And what I do is I have to restart it. But I'm hoping that that's not the case now. I'm hoping that it will work fine. I'm going to hit pause in a little bit. So if you get this white screen, it's because it may have errored out and it might reboot and do that. It's not really rebooting, it's just restarting the app because I never really started anything within the app. So here's the app. Okay. And let's say I wanted to do a manual, because normally if I'm going to be watching something, I'm going to be doing a manual workout. And here's my manual workout. The treadmill is moving, and the warm-up. There's my manual. Oops, sorry. I can hit plus to get some extra stuff. I forgot how to, full screen. So here's my manual. I'll actually get out of full screen. So I scroll up again, get to my tiles, get to Netflix, and now it's running in the background, and Netflix is running here. It's loading. And there we go. And so I'll make it louder. And you can see Netflix is running, and I'll set this to 3. And so you can see that the controls work.
5.
You can lower it if you want.
Everyone remember the
And
rules?
then you can always come back like that and come here. And you'll see that you go in 2.8. You can go, the controls work, 2.5. And then scroll back up. Go to your tiles. And bring Netflix.
Are you sure this is the
All right,
best
guys.
idea?
Let me stop this.
What else are we gonna do?
And to stop it, you just hit stop. You can actually come over here and then scroll that out of the way and come back to your workout. All right, guys. That's how you install certain apps. Another way of installing apps is to go to your browser. Like for instance, I installed ID Go, which is my wife's favorite program, Investigation Discovery. I installed some other things, but you go to browser, and you can go to places like, let me close this. You go to browser, oops, sorry, and you can go to places like APK Mirror.com. That's where I got, it's trusted. That's where I got most of my apps. Click on apkmirror.com and then search for things. Like I searched for, let's see. I searched for, let me get back to downloads. I searched for my Verizon Fios TV, Discovery, several things. Let's see. I don't even think I have the actual Verizon Fios app here anymore because I did away with it. But that's where I get most of my, and I think I may have gotten another one from apkpure.com. So you're just going to have to find places because you won't be able to get them from the Google app. It just doesn't work. But as you can see, you can get a whole bunch of things here. All right, guys. Hopefully that helped you. Hopefully that wasn't too long of a actually, you know what? I'll do one thing for you. Actually, I'll do it later in a different video because my battery's about to run out. But hopefully that's good for you. Go back to close all these out. Go back to my workout. And sometimes it does this, it lags, and it just, if you somehow, I guess if you, it might lose the connection. But this is still going. Just give it a second, and it actually will restart. And if it doesn't restart, but as you can see, it restarted. If it doesn't restart, you can always, and you see, it says iFIT cardio has stopped. So what I do is I come here and go to iFIT cardio, and then restart it. Again, this treadmill I don't think was made to run several applications, but it's got enough power, it's got enough hard drive, and hopefully that will help you to get your NordicTrack X22i configured so you can use your iFIT trainer led videos, and you can also install things like Netflix or other things. All right, I'm gonna say goodbye. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more content. And as you can see, it picked up right where it left off. Let me scroll up and come back here. And if you want the Netflix, where is it? Watch this. If you hold it, you could put it on your desktop. Watch that. It goes right on your desktop. So next time I want to run it, I just run that. See what else I can put on my desktop. We'll put the iFIT Cardio so my wife doesn't have to look for it. All right, and there you go. See you guys later. I hope you enjoyed this video.